Good evening, everyone. Welcome to your day one of mastering automation using Ansible. We have two set of people out here. In fact, we have three set of people out here. Okay, one is definitely our very own Earth learners because Ansible is a part of your curriculum as well. We also have Red Hat certified engineer, that is, Ansible automation, Linux Ansible automation, people who have registered for the global Red Hat training with the global certification as well. The ones who have enrolled for our core Ansible training with industry use cases. Before we proceed further, I would definitely like to show you a record which we made, okay, which is right there on YouTube as well. That will kind of act as a motivation for each one of you all out here. Because once you see a lot of people getting certified with scoring 300 out of 300, we had made ample of records in Ansible automation, Red Hat certifications. Just want to show you a glimpse of one of them. So, and once I'm done with that, then I'll help you with the other details. Just give me a second, I'm showing you across. I don't know, there is a challenge in my screen sharing. Any which ways, I'll definitely share that video with you all, okay, which will give you a glimpse of the kind of records which we have made in Ansible, in Red Hat certification, under the mentorship of none other than the world record holder, senior principal IT consultant, internationally recognized industry expert, a TEDx speaker, a philanthropist, Mr. Vimal Daga. This training is going to cover anything and everything related to Ansible, with the industry perspective using the production environment. So you all will become so familiar with Ansible that you all will be able to use the same if you're working on a project in your real-time production environment as well. This is another introduction part, which I'm just giving it for the ones who have registered with us for the global certification. It's only for them. You all would be undergoing certain specific process from Red Hat. You all are a part of a different Red Hat group. I'll keep intimating there about the next steps. Please follow the same. Okay, we have formed WhatsApp groups for each one of y'all, wherein we'll be sharing all the management related discussions with y'all, your session links and all of them. Just for your update, these sessions will go over weekends, Saturday and Sunday. For initial 2 weeks, that is this week and the next week, we'll be doing it only on Saturdays from 5 p.m. onwards for 2.5 hours. So again, repeating it, only for this weekend and the next weekend, we'll be having the sessions only on Saturday. From the consecutive weekends, we'll be having it on Saturday and Sunday for around 2.5, 3 hours respectively. And this program will go for around 6 to 7 weekends, approximately. Rest, we all are blessed to have Vimal sir, because when he starts delivering, he tries to cover everything, what is actually needed in the production environment to give you that so that you all can serve the society, serve your projects well with a practical implementation. Over to you, Vimal sir. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, welcome everyone to this very unique product, I can say. As Preeti said, right, we here at Linux World, we had created multiple record in Ansible. Okay, well, I can say the maximum number of Ansible Red Hat certified professional in entire India, Asia, and the world is done and trained under and been certified under Linux World. Okay, and is a huge number, right? We have a big batch size of 500, thousands and thousands of students who have gone through this training per batch wise and been certified in Red Hat. And Red also awarded as the best partner in one of the domain because of the Ansible, right? So just because for me, this product is very, very, very interesting, very unique. The way I plan also for this training is also, you will feel in some time would be very unique. But this is one of the achievement what we have done, okay, that have the maximum number of Red Hat Ansible certified uh, professionals or the certified candidates or the students, whatever the word you want to say here, has been done from the Linux world side. Okay, not from India, across the globe. Okay, the one thing. Second thing is, this is the first batch of Ansible. Okay, because we have done tons of batches, but this is the first batch for the Ansible, and you guys would be the few one who is going to learn Ansible on the Red Hat version 9. But that's not so much interesting. The interesting part is this was the first batch, okay, where you guys going to learn the newer way of using the Ansible. So Red Hat has recently launched AAP platform for Ansible. Okay, till date, whatever the content we have in this training program from Red Hat. So 294 is the official course name or course code for this training by the Red Hat. That's got 294. Okay, till date, there's no platform Red Hat has. They use the core binary of the Ansible to do something as an automation perspective. But now, in this level of training, they introduce AAP platform. That's called Red Hat Ansible Automation Platform. Okay, so anyone who by chance been have done the training in the little bit older version, maybe in this training program like 294, they might don't know about the Ansible automation platform. Lots of new facility, new architecture they come up with, and this is what they use in this real world. And whichever the company using Ansible, right, they are also slowly migrating toward this platform called AAP. Okay, so what is this platform is? Again, this is part of this program we will discuss, right? But my point here is, I'm very happy that we are having a great number of, again, the candidate over here in this program, so that we can provide this new platform to you, okay, to be trained under this program. And I think most of the guys has been going for Red Hat certifications also. So you would be the few one in this entire globe, maybe I can say, entire world who will be the first one who going to certify Ansible. Okay, there will be a lot of Ansible certification and professions we have in the market, but you would be the first few one who is certified on 294 training with a new platform. And because there's huge change, it's not a small change, there's huge change in the entire architecture of the Ansible. Okay, so because you are going to learn those things, so anywhere, wherever we need this kind of requirement for the professional who know AAP platform, this Ansible automation platform, you would be again few one who will have that knowledge. So as the demand comes, and there's demand in the Ansible a lot, and as wherever you see any migration in the corporate world, because almost everywhere we have Ansible, right? So you would be obviously definitely the preferred choice and the first choice for those demand, right? So I would like to again welcome you guys, okay, to learn the very new kind of architecture that has been now given in the Ansible AAP platform. Okay, before I start this program, I would like to first explain you what is Ansible, because if you want to work on the newer architecture, you should know the core concept of it. So why we need Ansible and what is Ansible? But before again I start this program, I start about the Ansible. Maybe you guys might have done some other training under me, you might know about me, but maybe this is the first time you guys are interacting me. You guys are interacting with me. So it's always good to know about your instructor that will give you the confidence on the content, whatever I'm going to deliver here. So my name is Vimal Daga, and you will find tons of information about me to finding on the Google, my TEDx talk, different my press coverage, my story, by multiple media, multiple platform, or maybe the LinkedIn can be one area where you can see something about me, what I have done in the technical world, right? Even the profile is not up to date, but you might see is working from last 20 years, and I work with almost all the possible tools and technology exist in this world, from quantum computing to DevOps related to cloud to big data to machine learning to IoT to blockchain, Web 3.0, NFTs, whatever possible tools and technology. I've worked in my career with all the possible companies, for top companies, and work also directly with the creators, developers, researchers in my life, right? And also been said that I'm the only one in the globe that has a maximum global certification and having multiple world record also. So very quick information about me. Okay, so let's continue, guys, what our main topic is. Okay, so we are into, guys, the Ansible training. Okay, this is a product. Okay, this product is mainly for the automation purpose. So let me first explain you what is the meaning of automation. Okay, and I'm considering, guys, there you are very new in the automation world, and when I say automation, it is somehow related to DevOps also. So you guys are very new in the DevOps world. Okay, even though a lot of guys are asking me if we want to start a journey in one of the very required rule that's called DevOps. So and how and from where we should start. So mostly I recommend this. You guys can start your journey from Ansible. Ansible can be a great choice for the motivation purpose and to see the power of automation. Okay, so again, this training is not exclusive for DevOps, but you can think Ansible is a tool that we are going to learn in this training, and this entire training will be based on Ansible. And Ansible considered as one of the DevOps tool that we use in the DevOps environment. What is DevOps? Maybe we might discuss something about in the future classes. Okay, let's talk more about the Ansible. So Ansible is this official website, is an automation for everyone. So what is the meaning of this term? Okay, so let's say, okay, again, guys, one more thing about this training. For this training, there's no prerequisite. We are going to start everything from the zero to all the possible advanced possibility in the Ansible perspective. This training would be 100% practical. I have lots of very unique use cases, advanced use cases, basic use cases, and that I will explain to you and will solve and implement with 100% practical. So this training would be 100% practical. I don't also follow the typical approach to just keep on explaining the concept with the PPT and even you pre-demo code, I demo it and things done. We'll do and create everything from the scratch, from bottom up to all the top level. Okay, would be 100% practical, and almost whatever the use case can be solved by the Ansible, we will go and implement, and also I make you understand those use cases and how to solve it also we will discuss. Okay, but as a basic requisite, there's no requisite from the DevOps perspective, Ansible perspective, but okay, you should know very basics about networking. You should know very basics about Linux. That is the only requirement, and I believe you guys know. Basic means you should know what is IP, ping. If you want to connect one computer to other computer, we do remote login like SSH. In Linux, there's some command like yum to install the software. create the file, open the file, those basic things, right? So that is the only paid education, and I believe this is what you might know. By chance, if you say no, we don't have this basic level of knowledge, okay, then guys, we have some video from my side as a recorded video. My team will provide you in some portal before the next class. Please go through those classes and this topic so that in the next upcoming classes you won't face any difficulty. Okay. Second thing is this training would be on Ansible. Ansible is generic product. You can use this product in any of the operating system, maybe Ubuntu, maybe Red Hat, maybe CentOS, maybe Windows also. Okay, but okay, I'm going to use Ansible on the top of Red Hat. This is called Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 9. Okay, so base operating system where I'm going to use Ansible to do some setup. This technically called playbook. I will do on the top of Red Hat version 9. Why Red Hat? Because the Ansible is product from Red Hat, so that makes more sense. But you can use the same product in any of the operating system, whichever you feel to use. But in my case, I'm going to use on Red Hat version 9. And it means you should have Red Hat version 9 with you. Now it is your choice. Okay, do you want to install Red Hat version 9 directly in your laptop? You want to install Red Hat version 9 on the top of VirtualBox? You want to install Red Hat version 9 on the top of containers? Or you want to use Red Hat version 9 on the top of cloud? According to me, the most simplest way to quickly get the Red Hat version 9 Linux operating system, okay, rather than we download somewhere and install it and what is waste the time, I'm going to use Red Hat version 9 on the top of AWS cloud. So we can quickly launch the Linux system, because according to the plan, I need a lot of operating systems to do lots of setup with the automation with Ansible. So if you install your laptop, you might not have so much memory and the CPU available. So I recommend to install Red Hat version 9 on the top of AWS cloud. Okay, and by chance, if you don't know how to use AWS cloud and how to create the account there, again, we will provide some video of mine where I show you how to create the account and how to launch the Linux or any OS on the top of AWS cloud. Again, you can use Azure or other clouds also. But in my case, I'm going to use AWS cloud to launch the setup, and we'll do and implement Ansible over there. Okay, anyone who is registered with us in the official global training of Red Hat with the global examination. So Red Hat provide their Red Hat separate lab. Let's go Red Hat own cloud labs with the books and documents, lots of labs and the setup also. Those guys can use Red Hat labs also if they want to use. So they don't need to install Red Hat locally, neither in AWS cloud. So these guys, okay, whenever you get the Red Hat lab, you can pack this over there. But I highly recommend, okay, till the time you become comfortable with the Ansible, follow along with me the way I'm doing it. So we focus more on the Ansible rather than we focus here and then on other unwanted components. Okay, but I'm trying to tell you multiple possibilities, whichever you feel like you can use. Okay, so this is one thing. Second thing, guys, the way I'm delivering the training, this will be live classes, and I'll normally take the Q&A after the particular topic, especially after per class or per session, right? So I'm not checking any Q&A or any chat messages from your side. Okay, if you have any doubt, most probably when I start explaining the concept, that particular day, doubt mostly cover in that particular day topic when I start explaining to you. But if you feel like even though any doubts left, then in the last, when we ask for the Q&A, put your doubt in your chat. I will love to share your query, whatever you have. Other, we have a lot of huge team of technical volunteer, technical teams. Okay, they were part of your respective group. Any doubt that has been yet not addressed by me, Okay, you can ask to our team, they will also love to help you. Okay, so so let's continue with the uh, uh, concept called Ansible. Okay, so what is Ansible? So let me explain you one simple example or use of the Ansible. It's called use case of the Ansible. Okay, so for example, okay, we have one operating system. Let's say this is the Linux operating system. Okay, the role of some IT professional, for example, we have some IT role in the company, as an IT admin or as a Linux admin. So there's multiple role available in the market or in the company. You guys may be Linux admin or IT admin or operations belongs to operations team. Okay, what mostly we do, we have our Linux operating system. We log into this operating system, and after logging to this operating system, what we will do, we do some setup here. Maybe small thing, we might create a file, we might create a directory or folder, or maybe we install some software, or maybe we open some file and do some changes. That is mostly known as we do some changes and set up some servers. And many more things. We set up the database server, we set up the web servers, we set up the app servers like Tomcat or JBoss, right? So multiple different activity you do depend upon the requirement where on the top of one and some other operating system. Okay, so how you do? Okay, there's a two-way. This term I can use. What we do normally as IT admin, Linux admin, we do a configuration. We configure the system, or I can use simple word, we set up the system. Okay, depend upon the requirement. Okay, so let's stick with this term, configuration. So if you want to configure your system or your operating system, mostly these systems are also known as servers. So you want to configure your Linux server. Okay, now there's a two approach to configure. One approach is I can log into the system and type the commands like touch command or mkdir command and yum command, for example, whatever you know. Okay, to do small thing or the big thing, whatever you want to configure. So one approach would be you log into system and type the command and do your things and do your setups. That's called manual way. Okay. Other way would be, rather than you type your thing, okay, you can automate those part. Means, for example, right now you have one single system. Okay, and you have to configure the system, setup system the way you want to configure. Okay, so guys, wherever you want to configure, we have certain steps to follow. For example, we have certain step. For example, you want to set up some server. Let's say you want to set up some web server, for example, to launch your website. So maybe you might install some software. You want to put some web pages there, and putting the web pages also known as sometimes deploy the web pages. Then you start your program, this called services, and maybe some of the you set up some security, this called firewall. Depend upon the requirement, whatever you are going to set, that is also known as configure. Configure, let's say web server configure, mail server configure. You have a certain step to follow. Let's say this is step number 1, this is step number 2, this is step number 3. And again, requirement to requirement, project to project, company to company, the step may be different. Maybe some more thing we have in between. Okay. Now these steps, whatever you're following here, it is your choice. You can do this step. How? By typing yourself, do it manually. Okay. Manually makes sense if you want to set up once. Okay. You want to set up once. You have one single OS, one single hardware, one single OS. Then setting up this system or configure the system manually makes sense. But let's say you have a requirement, you don't have one single computer, you have tons of computers, hundreds and thousands of computers and server. And you have been asked that you have to configure configure all this computer, let's IP1, IP2, IP3, IP4, and IP5, all the computers with the same setup. Okay. And maybe this might be a requirement. Nowadays, we are into the world of kind of dynamic kind of world. It means your computers is running, your system is running, and this computer is sometimes also an instance. Your instance is running. Okay, or maybe due to some reason we terminate the instance. And maybe after a certain time we again start the instance. Again we terminate. Again we start. Okay, and whenever you start the new instance, fresh Linux or fresh operating system, we have to set up it again. We have to configure it. Okay, and again, if you want to configure, same step you have to do it. And if you're doing manually, it takes a lot of time, because if you try right now, these are the 4 steps only. But maybe in server, you have to do hundreds of steps. You have to do performance tuning, you have to do tuning, you have to do security patches, hundreds of things you might have to do. And if you do it manually, okay, there's possibility of any human error, possibility you might miss the step, possibility is obvious, it will take a lot of time to do it manually. Okay, so point here is, okay, manual, we don't recommend, we don't want to use manual thing, because manual will slow down everything. It is something like this. There's a 4 computers running, 4 system running. Everybody is running with the web server. Okay, and sudden demand come up, sudden traffic come up. Okay, and you have been told that launch one more server, one more computer with the same web server, because huge client come up, a lot more new traffic come up. You have to balance it. You have to balance the load. Okay, so you can't say, wait, I am going to launch the OS. After launching the OS, I'm doing manually, right, to set up my server, then we'll provide to you. No, we don't have so much time, to set up this server and configure this server. Okay, and then you provide, because live traffic is coming up. My client is coming live, maybe live transaction is going on. Maybe you're going for sales, your company launched some website or app, and your mega sale is going on. Sudden the application goes viral and sudden traffic arises. So we can't wait to launch system and manually do the things. Okay, what do we want? I want very quickly, as fast as we can, as agile as we can, as fast as we can. We want to provide this setup. Okay, so in any of this example, what I'm trying to explain you, manual never help you. Manual is done by human being. We human being are slow, so things will be slow, and possibility of error also. Okay, so that is the reason we want to configure the system, but I want it configured to be automated. Okay, so let's stick with this word automation. Okay, so what I want to configure my server. When I say configure, it would be configure, create a file to put the data, to set up the server. It could be anything. So I want to configure it. Okay, but how you're going to manage the configuration? Okay, this is called configuration management. So how you are going to manage the configuration? Now there's 2 ways to manage. I told you already. One way to manage the configuration is manual way. Second way to manage the configuration is automation way. Now point here is, okay, if you know a little bit about any operating system, maybe Linux or Unix or Windows. Okay, again, automation is not the new thing. It's not a new thing. Okay, it is there, not from last couple of years, last couple of decades is there. If you know a little bit about Linux, okay, in Linux, if you want to run some commands, do some setup, we used to use, and now also, there's also we're using, it's called scripts. Like in Windows, we use batch script or PowerShell scripts. In Linux, we use bash script. Okay, so if you want to achieve automation, we already had, or we are using from last couple of decades, from 20 years and more than 20 years, a script. For example, if you guys know bash scripts or shell scripts, What they provide you? They provide you automation. Okay, means whatever you're doing manually, let's say these are the steps you're doing manually for setting the web server. Okay, rather you're doing manually, put those things and those command, okay, into some file. And what this file is, it becomes a script. What a script will do? They will do the setup how? Automatically. So point is, again, automation is not the new world. It is there from last more than 20 years, more than 25 years, I can say. Okay, it's there. Okay. The point here is, if automation is already there, okay, but Ansible also claiming that I am the automation tool. What is a new thing, or what a new facility what Ansible provides? If you say Ansible say I'm an automation tool, and it's not a new tool, it's a very new, it's not an old tool, it's a very new tool. If you just search about Ansible, okay, it's recently been launched, I think 10 plus around a year, like 2012 is a one that a year that Ansible started. Okay, so Ansible is a new tool. So what is that unique or exclusiveness that Ansible provide? This makes this tool very buzzword in the market, and everybody start loving this tool. Even though if you see it's an automation tool, okay, but we already using for last couple 20-25 years scripts, and because if some company using script, right, so they keep on using the script for for automation their server, and the script mostly very mature, means they keep on using, they keep on enhancing, they keep on removing the bugs. They already have the script very mature, right? Even though those companies also want to switch from their automation from the script toward the Ansible, and that too Ansible also provide the automation, same thing what a script will provide. So my point here is, okay, first of all, if your ask is, if you are learning Ansible, why? Because Ansible provide automation. So this is not the right perfect use for the Ansible. That is one of the facility Ansible provide, no doubt, but this is not the thing Ansible is the only tool to provide, right? There's tons more tool that is already there, very mature, and we keep on using last from couple of years, so decades, I can say. Okay, so my point here is, before we go for Ansible, I'm trying to explain you what is that very unique facility Ansible provide, and that we love and we want to use in this world of in the world of IT world or automation world. So let me explain that facility. Okay, what that facility Ansible provided. Automation is one of the things they provide you, but it's not the main thing what we are looking for from the Ansible. Okay, so what is that thing that Ansible provide? Okay, one of the things that Ansible has, guys, behind this, is that I use a term. There's not the official term. I use a term called intelligence. That is my term I use here. Okay, if you want to do a configuration management, means creating a file to set up the server, they are known as configuration management. Okay, Ansible can do it automatically at this different point, but they do that configuration management with the intelligence. What I mean by this? Okay, so understand one thing. Okay, in the company, okay, there's a possibilities. Let me tell one use case. One case, very small case study. Okay, I was working in one project, I think long back, some few years, I don't know, more than 7-8 years back. Okay, there's one company named Samsung R&D. Okay, and what they was doing, they have some internal application and they host or run the application in the top of one Linux operating system. Okay, and from there, those applications they set up and launch automatically or with the help of automation by some scripts. Let's say some shell script or Perl script, whatever the script they're using. Okay, and the script is so much mature, it's working great, no challenges. Okay, and from last multiple versions of Red Hat, they started Red Hat version 5, then they moved to Red Hat version 6. It's kept working great. There's no challenge in running the script. And those who by chance don't know about the script means whatever command you type manually, same command you put in the file, it becomes a script. For example, if you want to create a file, okay, there's one command in Linux called touch command. Okay, with touch command, we can create a, let's say, web.html page. So this is one command in Linux to create the file. Or to install the software, okay, in Red Hat, for example, we have a command called yum install. If you want to install some software, you can give a software name, let's say HTTP is a software name for web server. So there's a command to install the software. And let's say to start the services in Red Hat especially, okay, to any server, then we have some command, systemctl start your service name or server program name. This is a command we use. Don't worry, guys, if you don't know this command, a very basic command that I was talking about. Only prerequisite for this programming, you should know some basics of Linux, like a little bit about servers also. If you don't know, don't worry, we will provide some extra video before the next class. Just go for basic command, so so in the upcoming classes, you guys will be seeing very easily with me. Okay, so if you guys want to do anything, for example, you want to store the software, this is a command you can use. So this command, type it by yourself and run it. So it's called manual. But you think this command and this command, you have to keep on doing again and again in hundreds of thousands of computers. So rather you copy this command in one file and run this file. And that file is called script. So what I'm trying to tell you guys, if you have no experience in creating a script, does not matter, but I'm trying to tell you, when you create a script, inside the script, you have to type the command, exactly same command that you run manually in your command prompt. Okay, there's one small thing just wanted to give you as a knowledge. Okay, so what that company is doing, they have created some script, or let's say shell script. Okay, and they are using some command. The point here is, after Red Hat version 6, there's a new version of Red Hat come up. This is called Red Hat version 7. And this version of Red Hat, okay, there's a lot of change happened in the setup, internal changes, a lot of commands also been changed. Okay, for example, till Red Hat version 6, if you want to start any service, the command is service. Okay, you want to start any services like web server, mail server. But in Red Hat version 7, the command will be changed to systemctl. This command is one small change in this command. Otherwise, like this, there are a lot of other changes and options changes have been done in Red Hat version 7. Okay, so any company who was using Red Hat, let's say from version 3 to version 4 to 5 and 6, till date, these are some basic command installing software, starting services, they are same, they don't change. And according to those commands, they create the script, and script become very mature, working great. But that company was, I was talking the example, like Samsung R&D. This is one example. I have seen this kind of issue in lots more companies also. Okay, now as soon as they want to change and upgrade to the new version of Red Hat, let's say 7. Okay, the same script that they was using from last couple of years, they make this script so mature because they keep on updating the script. Okay, but same script, when they try to run on the top of Red Hat 7, it fail. Why fail? I think you understood, because this script, to start the service, they were using this command. But this command does not support Red Hat version 7 because they have a new commands come up. I'm just giving one simple example, is one command. Okay, it means the script failed. It means what they have to do if they want to migrate to new version of Red Hat. That's what they want to migrate. Now version 7 again, version 8 also come up. Now version 9 also come up. Obviously, they want to migrate to new version. In this case, migrate to the OS might be a different game altogether. But let's say somehow they migrated to this OS. But having the only OS does not make any sense, right? Why you need the OS? Because on the top of the OS, you can run some program, you can run some services and some server. And how you launch server, either you can use manual way, but mostly I explained to you guys, we want automation. And for automation, if they use script, in this example, the script failed because a lot of underlying command, what they used to use has been changed. Now, what they have to do, there's two possibility. One possibility, whoever created the script, they have to ask the developer, go and change in the script. Can developer change in the script? And says yes. But for this, okay, only the developer knowledge does not help them. They should know what change also happened in Red Hat version 7. Developers should know the new commands. So developer has to first enhance their knowledge of Red Hat 7, or they might work with the core admin of the version 7, understand what all commands have been changed, what are the other options they come up with. Means a lot of knowledge you require first, right? You can't directly create a scripts. A script requires development knowledge, basic development knowledge, but it requires lots of knowledge of your operating system. What are the commands they use? Then only a developer of the script can create the developer. It means first they have to learn the entire new version of Red Hat, new commands, and then change the script, and then only they can start implementing the script. It's like a new scripts. Okay. The point here is, at this point in time, okay, these company or the project manager or project team of this company have to take the decision. Okay. Should they want to use the same approach? Obviously, they want automation. There's no say on it. We want automation because not only one single computer, tons of computer we have to set up. Same way. Automation we need. There's a one thing. Okay, but with the automation, okay, are we want to stuck in this struggle again and again in the future? Right now, maybe we change and transit our transform or migrate the entire script to new version and run it here. But what if the new version of Red Hat come up 8? What if the new version of Red Hat come up 9? Or for example, Red Hat version 8 till version 8, we have a yum command. By 8, they launch a DNF command, and they suggest don't use DNF command instead of the yum command. So yum command use DNF command, for example. Again, we'll change the script. Point here is automation we want, and for the automation, I told you we have the scripts. Okay. Only challenge in the script is they are not intelligent. Whatever we ask them, they do the same way. Okay, as it is. They don't use extra mind. If I say use yum, they use yum command. Use service command, they use service command. They don't use their extra intelligence. Whatever we write in the script, they use as it is, step by step. And obviously, guys, we write a script in some kind of code, some kind of language. The way we write this script, that kind of language is called imperative language. Imperative means whatever we ask them, as it is, they do step by step without using extra mind and any other things. Okay. Now, challenge here is this company might migrate to, they want to change the new version of Red Hat, but they have to change the entire script to set up their services or they set up their entire server for the configuration part. Okay. This is one example I'm talking about, but there's a possibility your company plans to use multiple systems, multiple OS, multiple servers. Okay, but some of the server working on Red Hat version 6, so 9. Some of the server working on Red Hat version 6, and some server they want to use maybe Ubuntu. Some server they might be want to do use, let's say, Windows. Okay. Now, interesting thing here is, there's a great example to understand now. Interesting thing here is, if you use the shell scripting to automate the things, let's say I want to automate my web server. Okay. Same script, whatever you created will work on Red Hat 9, but it won't work on Red Hat 6 because they have a different set of command. But it might not work on Ubuntu, and it is 100% won't work in Windows. Okay. Because in Red Hat version 9, let's say to installing the software, we have a DNF command. In Red Hat, if you want to install the software, we have yum command 6 version. In Ubuntu, if you want to install the software, they don't have yum command, DNF command, they have a different command like apdget command. If you want to install the software, same thing, my requirement same. Use case same. Use case is I want to install the software. Use case same. I want to install the software for web server. Software name is same. But for solving this requirement or implement the requirement, every OS, almost every OS in the world have different command. Even the two versions same OS also different commands here. Okay, let's say in Windows, we have Choco command or Chocolatey command. Maybe if you have Mac OS, for example, they have a home brew or brew command. Same requirement, different commands. It means if you want to do automation with the help of scripts, for example, okay, script won't work, it will fail. Because in the script, you have to write the commands, you have to write a step-by-step things like the imperative kind of language. Okay, means script is not intelligent, means in the script, what you have to do, you tell the way we write a scripts for the automation, as a cell script I'm talking about, or maybe any other scripts, maybe. There you should be very specified what you want to do, what to do, and how to do. If you don't tell how, script won't automate it. If you don't tell command is yum, command is systemctl, script will never run. So what you want to achieve, you have to tell the script, and how you want to achieve also, how is the key here, that you also have to tell to the script, otherwise script won't work. And if you want to create a script, something like this, that single script can automate in all the ways, maybe some requirement you might have. Okay, this kind of script that I am not saying impossible, but very, very harder. A lot of conditions we have to write to create this script. Okay, so based on this entire information wise, what I'm trying to tell you, okay, we want to configure our servers the way we want to use, set up a database server, to contain technology, set up for the app server, set up for microservices. It would be any kind of setup. Two options, manual that we don't want to use, automation we want to use. But in the automation, if you use shell scripting, then it is not intelligence. OS to OS, version to version, we have keep on changing the script. It's very, very hard, time consuming. And today is in the world of competition world, competitive world, my team can't invest the time here. If they invest the time here, the overall launching and the new release of my software of the company will take more time. And if the new version and feature of my company software take more time, they will be out of the competition, right? How quicker you go to market, it's got time to market, better possibility of your survival in this business world. Okay, that is one of the key behind DevOps mindset. One of the key behind DevOps mindset is how faster you do time to market. You go to market by your new idea, new release, new updates. Okay, better your possibility and chance to be in this business in today's world. Okay, and for this, wherever you can do the things, automate, or with the automation that will always help you. Don't use any human in between for doing anything. Means it's called human intervention. Don't do any human intervention. Okay. But here script will help us automation. But the challenge is new version come up, new kind of setup come up. All right. Thing will be very harder because creating a script is not big deal, but learning about that OS also take a lot of time, right? So here the role of Ansible come up. Ansible will give you automation, but how? Intelligence. What is Ansible philosophy? Ansible say, I am an intelligent tool. Okay, what you have to do, if you are using me, then you have to tell me what to do. That's all. I'm so intelligent, you don't have to tell me how to do. Okay, just tell me what to do. It is more like in the company we have team, in the team we have the managers, multiple different team members. Okay, as the requirement come up, okay, manager will tell to the members or the team members that this is what I want to achieve. And obviously, if the team member are intelligent, they will get the job done. So manager declare what they're looking for. Okay, how they do, they are already intelligent. The members are already intelligent. They will do it for us. Same thing here. Okay, so we are like a human being. We like a IT admin or Linux admins. We would be like a manager and will tell my Ansible as one of my member who part of my team will tell my Ansible do one thing. I want this thing to achieve. This is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to set up and configure. Okay. How you do, I don't have to tell you. I'm just telling you what I want. How I know you are intelligent, you can get it done. What I mean by this, I'll explain in a minute. Okay. So Ansible work in a different approach. Here the approach is we as IT human being will declare what we are going to achieve, what we want actually. So Ansible work with the idea called declarative language. So in the Ansible, we have to write some kind of code, not exactly code, some kind of code, okay, through which we just declare and tell the Ansible what we want. How? Ansible do it for you. What I mean by this, I'll give you an example in a minute. Okay. So point is, you're in automation world, shell scripting and Ansible both will do the automation, but in shell script, they work on imperative language, means you tell what we want and how to do. How is key here. In Ansible world, again, they do automation, but this I'm intelligent tool. You tell me what you want, I'm intelligent, I can get it done for you. How to do, I know. You don't have to tell me. So what I mean by this, now the way we use, but one more thing I want to add before it, just for knowledge. Okay, it is but obvious if you want automation, does not matter you use Ansible or you use any other tools and technologies, or you work on any other area of this field or any IT field. If you want to use automation, okay, for automation, you have to write a code, but for sure, it is for sure. Without code, you can't achieve automation. Code is the one who will, because idea is simple. If you want to do things manually, then we as human being type something somewhere like command and do the things. But if you want automation, it means on our behalf, computer is doing, and the computer is doing, computer only understands the code. So wherever you guys learn automation, any field, okay, if you heard the term automation, it means code is there. Okay, you have to write the code. But it does not mean you should be a core programmer or developer. Okay, so you don't need to know any programming language like C, Java, Python. Ansible has its own personal language for coding. They're so simple. Anybody can do it very, very quickly. You don't require to know any complex coding like loop or conditions or object and classes and other things. You don't require. Anybody, even though without any knowledge of programming also, they can write the code, okay, in the Ansible world. But understand one thing, if you want automation, you need a code. Same thing we have to do in Ansible also. In Ansible, we are going to write a code in their way, and it is so simple. Without any programming skills also, we can achieve it. This is what I wanted to tell you. Okay, let's come to our main point. Okay, so if you want automation, multiple way I told you, imperative way or declarative way. In Ansible, work on the declarative way means we, as IT admin, based on our project requirement, we declare the Ansible and say, Ansible, I want web server to be set up. Do it for us. Ansible will go and do it. It is something like this. Something gonna happen like this. Okay. Or to make it more simple. Okay. If you want to create a script, okay, for automation on Red Hat version 9. So you should be very clear. If you don't know this command DNF, it won't work. In the script, you have to give the DNF command in Red Hat 9. You have to give a yum command in Red Hat 6. But let's say you want to install a software Ubuntu. You know your requirement is to install the database software or web server software or VLC player software. You know your requirement, means you know what to do, what you want to achieve. But if you don't know how to do, you don't know the command, then script will never work. Maybe you're great in scripting. You are the great champion in the scripting. Or best scripter or developer you hire in your company, in your project. But if that guy does not know anything about Ubuntu or the respect command, this guy will never come up with the final script. They should know the entire commands, what Ubuntu support, what Windows support, what Mac OS support. So in the scripting world, if you want to do automation, you may be the best developer, but if you don't have the underlying OS knowledge and the command, your script will never complete. Okay, because in the script, we have to write their own personal command, or I can say they write own native commands. Like in Ubuntu, command ipget, like in Red Hat, yum command. Something like this. But the great thing in the Ansible is, Ansible say, okay, now you don't need to know any of the commands. Any of the command. Okay, here the role of Ansible intelligence come in play. Okay, so what Ansible say, in your company, okay, whichever the underlying OS running, now you don't have to bother about it. This is Red Hat version 6 or Red Hat version 9. It may be Red Hat version 6. It may be Ubuntu, for example, Ubuntu Linux. Okay, what you want to achieve or what kind of configuration you want to do, I'll manage the configuration for you. So first of all, guys, Ansible is a tool used for the configuration management. Okay, so DevOps is a big field. Every tool in the DevOps has different requirement. If you know Jenkins, they do something else. If you know Terraform, it will do something else. If you know Selenium, they do something else. Maven will do something else. Every tool has their own use cases. Okay, if you know Ansible, Ansible is mainly developed for the configuration part, and they are going to manage the configuration for us. What is configuration? Creating the file, putting data to starting services, to install software. Those are known as configurations. Okay. Now, for the configuration perspective, Ansible say now whichever the OS work running in the company lab, that's called data center, wherever you have, you don't have to worry about. Tell me a requirement. Okay, so we have to tell Ansible that's one simple thing. Okay, in the script we have to tell I need to install this software, let's say VLC player. In the script you will tell two things: what I want and how we can achieve. But in Ansible, you know what we'll do? We'll tell Ansible my requirement is I would like to install one software. This is called VLC player. Okay, this is what we will declare to the Ansible. Now, this is the beauty or the intelligence of Ansible is they will get your job done. You don't have to worry about it. It means what Ansible will do, Ansible will go to this OS and automatically identify and recognize, hey, you are Red Hat version 9. And I know because of my knowledge and intelligence, okay, internally in you, command is DNF for installation. So I will call this command and ask you to install this software. Or same Ansible, because to do anything in Ansible, you have to write a code. Or we write a code in one file. Let's say there's a program file. So we create one program file in the Ansible. Okay, by the way, guys, in the Ansible world, the file that you create where you write the code, this is called program file. It is also known as playbook. There's a term we use in Ansible. So program file and playbook is same thing. And here we write a code. Same code without any change. If we run on the top of Red Hat 6. So again, Ansible is intelligent and they know in Red Hat version 6, the command is not DNF, this command is yum. So Ansible will call the right command and ask the yum command to install it. Again, I'm going to repeat. Ansible is not going to install the software for you. Ansible is going to use your native commands only. Ansible know which command to call. You don't have to learn. You don't have to increase your knowledge. Ansible will call the respective commands for you. For you. For example, same code, same playbook, same program file. If I run on the top of Ubuntu, okay, Ansible know this is Ubuntu. Ansible, there's some way. What are those way we'll discuss in the future classes. Okay, so they have some way that's called facts. We'll talk about this topic. Okay, so Ansible know this is Ubuntu, and they know Ubuntu the command not yum not dnf command apt-get. Okay, apt-get. Okay, so Ansible again is not going to install the software, neither going to create a file and folders for you. Only Ansible duty is to call the right command of internal OS, because Ansible know everything. And that is the reason I'm going to use the word called intelligence. And Ansible know everything about all the OS, the native commands, which command to call for what purpose, or what configuration. They call this command and get your software installed. Okay, that is the guys power of the Ansible. So again, Ansible is an automation tool for doing your configuration management. Okay, for the configuration management. But the approach that Ansible use for the config management is the intelligence. Means we have to just declare and tell the Ansible what to do, how to do, they know how to. And interesting thing, Ansible is not only for now, because that was the initial origin of Ansible. This is how the plan was behind the scene. Okay, but nowadays Ansible is becoming so intelligent. Any kind of configuration you want to do, apart from your servers also, OS also you can achieve. For example, there were possibility. Okay, in the company you have routers, you have switches, and anybody who work on router switches, they also have an operating system. Like Cisco router, we have iOS or NextOS, different operating systems they have. And again, this router OS also we have to run some services, install some software, do some patch management. Okay, so in the company, you have router, you have switches, you have a load balance, you have storage devices, you have a server, you have a Linux, server with Windows. And nowadays, there's a lot of other tools and platform also we have. We have a cloud, public cloud, private cloud, container technology, OpenShift, Kubernetes, Docker, Swarm, AWS, Azure, OpenStack Cloud, hundreds of different platforms, OS, devices available. And I want everywhere we want automation. And again, here, everywhere, I want automation with the intelligence, like a declarative approach, like what Ansible want to do. Okay. Now, what can we do? Let's say if you want to create a folder in router, creating the folder in the router, creating a folder in Linux system, creating a folder in Windows might be different command. But what can you achieve from the Ansible? Just writing one single kind of code, and if you run the same code against the router, again the switch, again the Linux and the storage device, again the Windows, okay, you don't have to worry about Ansible get your job done. Okay, you install the software, you want to update the system, patch the system, whatever in the world of configuration management you want to achieve. The configuration one thing that we want to do everywhere, from cloud to container technologies to servers and routers, switches, storage, hundreds more things, load balancers, maybe. Okay, Ansible support almost everything. How they support, how they know, why they're intelligent, how they work behind the scene, that is again one interesting concept we will do and discuss in my upcoming classes. So if you have that concept, question in your mind, I will definitely love to discuss an internal part of the Ansible, how they achieve this. Right now, I'm just trying to motivate you and trying to explain you what is that one unique thing that is there in this kind of an automation tool. Okay, why we'd like to love Ansible kind of tool in today's world. Okay, and again, if you go back to the one case study and the challenge what that company was facing, that problem will be very quickly solved, right? Now, if they start, what are the example I created here? Our Samsung R&D, for example, right? Now, if now onward, if they do the entire application configuration management instead of shell scripting, if they start using Ansible kind of tool, now their job will be so easy. Now they don't have to worry about the future new version 8 or 9, or maybe they want to change to Ubuntu, they want to change to Windows. Okay, almost same code. There might be some slight change. That why we want some slight change. The different point we'll discuss, but almost same code. Okay, they can use to do the configuration automatically, or automation configuration management they can achieve. Okay, with the approach what Ansible provide, and Ansible provide use the approach called declarative approach. They use means declare me, I will perform it for you, not the imperative way. Means tell me what to do, not how. But here you do what and how both. But here we don't have to say only what to do. Okay, so guys, I believe you understood about this part, and that is the reason if you see the Ansible official website, ansible.com. Okay, so if you see is a automation tool for everything and everyone. Okay, and even though if you see the overview also, okay, what kind of automation you want to provide in networking part, different networking devices, Cisco to F5 and Juniper, container world, cloud world, DevOps tool also they integrate, security world, infrastructure like a normal server, like other things, and many more use cases they have. Right now, I was trying to explain the core use case of the Ansible. This is how the Ansible has been start inventing and start using in the market. But nowadays, okay, Ansible is not only for the configuration management. Config management is a core of Ansible. So if we see somewhere maybe some older definition of the Ansible, you can see is mainly for the configuration management. This is how they start. Okay, as a tool, is a software actually for the config management. But now we have a lot more facilities start adding in the Ansible world. Okay, so again, if you go to official website of Ansible, you will see a lot more facilities been added. Okay, from the config management is a core part is there, but from provisioning to network, edge automation, cloud automation, hybrid automations, all the things come up. What are those? I don't want to discuss in the first class of it. As we progress, lots of example and practical I will give to you, and slowly we'll automatically understand what other automation, what Ansible can do. But I am right now wanted to go for the core main use case of the Ansible. That's called configuration management, where you have a lot of servers and you want to configure the server. How? Automatically with the intelligence. This is what I would like to invest some time. Okay, and so that I can give you some more vocabulary and I can give you how we can write the code in the Ansible. But I think you guys got the idea what is Ansible. So again, one line definition of Ansible. Ansible is a automation tool for the configuration management. This is a core use of Ansible. How? I'm using the word with intelligence. Okay, but we can use one more other word, a better word for this. What Ansible do? They say whichever the underlying platform, devices, OS you would like to configure, you don't have to now, you as a human being or the IT admin, now you don't have to know and learn and get the knowledge which router it is, which version of Linux it is, which Windows server it is. Okay, your duty is to tell me. For you, it is something that everything will be hidden inside this box. Or I can say, we have created one layer here. Okay, for you, what is behind this layer, you don't know. I will go and set up for you. I will set up your requirement. Okay, anything that is hidden behind something is called abstraction. So I created one abstraction layer for you. And I will perform and do the setup for you. You don't have to worry what is there behind the scene. But I get your job done. But what is there behind the scene? A lot of devices, servers, switches, a lot of tools and technology and platform. They're mostly known as resources for the company. So Ansible will say, oh, I have created one resource abstraction layer for you. It's called RAL, resource abstraction layer for you. It means you as IT admin, network admin, security admin, whatever kind of admin you have, wherever you want to do the configuration management, just tell me a requirement, what you want to do with the help of code. That's called playbook. I will get your job done. For your perspective, I will just hide everything from you. But I know what is there behind the scene. And I know the respective command or native commands to perform on it. This is called resource abstraction layer. Okay. Otherwise, there's lots more discussion we can do right now. There's a lot more vocabulary also, how Ansible work, the architecture also. But I don't want to keep on discussing here, continue about further part. Right now, what I'm going to do, I would like to actually jump to the practicals. Okay, let's see some practical. Let's be comfortable with some part of the Ansible. Okay, after you become comfortable with Ansible some part, then I keep on adding new concepts, how Ansible architecture work, what is inventory, what is controller node, what is managed node, and a lot more thing keep on adding. But I just want to tell you one more thing, guys, one more time. Okay, we are learning the newer version of Ansible. Okay, and very recently they launched this new kind of way. It's called Ansible Automation Platform, AAP. Okay, and we have just launched a very new training also from Red Hat official. So you will be the few one and the first one who is going to learn this platform, and those who are registered with us in the Red Hat official training and the examination. So you will be first few one in the region or maybe in the globe, in the web, I guess in this world, who've been going to certified in this latest version with the latest tool. Okay, but before guys, I go for this tool, I will explain this tool in my upcoming classes. You should know a lot of basic concepts of Ansible, how Ansible work at the code level. What are some terms like playbook or task or packages or modules and some more thing. First, you have to understand this basic concept. So I will invest much time there initially. And after you become comfortable on the core concept, then slowly I'll take you towards this platform, how to work on this platform. Okay. So this is again why I'm repeating this point, because a lot of guys who are again learning under me just want to tell you, okay, if you guys have learned 294 in some last batches, there will be huge change in this batch. A lot of tools and technology been changed. Architecture also been changed. What are those and why? Both the things I will explain in my upcoming classes. Okay, so let's start, guys, with doing some practicals here. Okay, so what we are going to do as a practical. So right now, what I'm going to do, I am going to launch one OS. In my case, is Red Hat version 9 Edge OS. Okay, why? Because we have to install the Ansible. Because Ansible is software, the tool software, and for installing the Ansible, we need the OS. Okay, why Reddit, not Ubuntu? Maybe I'll show you Ubuntu also. But because we are learning Ansible, and mostly we are learning Ansible as a product of Red Hat, and we're also learning the official Red Hat official Ansible training also here. So that is again one of the reasons why we are installing Ansible on the top of Red Hat. Okay, you might find some more benefit in the upcoming classes. But here I'm installing Ansible on the top of Red Hat. Okay, from where I will take the Red Hat OS, now it is your choice. Anybody interested to install Red Hat directly on your laptop? So I'll share some of my video where I you how to install Red Hat directly on your laptops and system also. If you want, you can use this way also. But I recommend not to use your laptop and install the Red Hat directly there, because maybe in today's class, upcoming class, I need multiple OS. Multiple OS we launch. And from the Ansible, we ask Ansible to go everywhere and do the setup. So Ansible also has capability to do remotely to other computer and set up thousands of computers together also. Okay. So we need multiple OS in the future classes. So I don't recommend, might be your laptop might not have so much resources like RAM and CPU to have those. So that is one of the reason I recommend to install and do our setup on the top of cloud. In my case, I'm using AWS cloud. Okay, I don't want to invest the time how to create the account and how to launch the computer on the top of the cloud. I'm doing very quickly, but even though if you don't know, I told you already, we will provide you extra video, go through a video and learn how to create the account and how to install the OS there. Okay, so let's go to our AWS cloud. So I already have the account. I'll go to my AWS cloud. I already log in here. And after I log in, there's one program called EC2 through which we can launch some computer on the cloud. Search. Okay. And there's options to install one instance like a OS, like a virtual machine. I'm going to launch one new OS. Whatever name you want to give, you can give here. I'm going to give a name Ansible test OS. Okay. And now at your choice, which OS you want to launch. Here, I would like to launch Red Hat. And here, guys, they are going to give a Red Hat version 9, latest version of the Red Hat. So that's what I'm going to use. Okay. Then nothing else. But this OS is going to launch in the cloud. Obviously, you have to log in. And for login, you need a password. And here the password is called key. So I'm going to create one key here. I'm going to give a name, let's say my AWS Ansible key. Just a name, nothing special. This key like a private key, it is more like a password if you don't know private key. I'm going to give this key. Okay. And download this key in .ppk format. Okay. Why ppk? Because this OS I'm going to log in, and for login I need one software in my computer, and mostly we use a software called Putty. And Putty support ppk format. Okay, great. So this key downloaded in my computer. This key is more like a password. I can use this password for login. Okay. Now, one last thing is, that's all, nothing else. Okay, everything is by default set, and let me launch it. So finally, whatever way you know, guys, and which is the platform you know to launch the Red Hat, you launch it. In my case, I launched the Red Hat on the top of AWS cloud. Okay, or whether you want to launch a laptop also, that will be your choice. Okay, from here, our practical will start. So right now, we would like to work on the Ansible. My Ansible, I want to install, okay, in this OS. And this OS right now is running on the AWS cloud. And right now I'm sitting in my laptop. Obviously, to work on this OS, you have to connect. And for connecting means kind of you have to log in to this computer. And for login, we normally use a way called SSH. Okay. And for this, I need only three things: the IP address of this computer, what is the username I use to connect, and what's the password to connect. So in my laptop, I'm using Windows. There's one simple program we mostly use, you guys might be familiar with, is Putty. We can use this program, okay, to connect to this OS. Or whatever other way you want to know, like SSH command, you can also use. Okay. And for the password, we have already downloaded a key. Password is more like a private key. We already have that downloaded. Okay. So this OS being successfully launched. If you click, you can see this option, and here they give you the IP address. So when you click on this OS, now OS is running, and in the down, if you see, they give you the IP address of, sorry, of this OS. So what I'm going to do, there's multiple way to connect, but most sophisticated, simple way is using a program called Putty. If you don't have, download the software from this website, freely available. Go to download Putty, and you can download. My biggest is Windows, so I'm downloading for 64-bit for my Windows. I already have. I don't need to download. So I'll use Putty program. I already have my system. Click and launch. Only thing is I need to give the IP address of this OS. This is a public IP. Okay. Then I have to give my username that I have to give over here. So guys, here when we launch OS in AWS, mostly they create a username called EC2-user. Otherwise, if you don't know, just click on this connect. They tell you this is what the username they create. Okay, this username. The username @ this one. And because right now this OS, we have to log in with password. The password is private key. So in this Putty program, there's option here, SSH, auth. Here you to give your private key. You to add and browse and connect your private key. So click, and this is the private key I downloaded today with this name. Let's go PPK format. And Putty is a program wholly support PPK format. That's what I download into that format. Okay, this is one of the way to connect. Otherwise, you guys might know other way also to connect. Whatever way you know, you guys can use. Okay, I click, I connect it. Say accept. Okay, so right now I am here. So that is not part of Ansible. Now from here we're going to start the Ansible. I need the OS to work on, and I connected this OS. Let me increase this size and the font size. So we'll focus more on the Ansible perspective. Okay, now it's clear. Okay, so let's start, guys. Ansible. So this is Red Hat version 9. Okay, and I want to do something. I have to log in with the admin account of the Linux. So for this, we can use sudo -root. This is how you can log in to the admin account. This called root account in the Linux system. Okay, so now from here, we will start our things. One more thing, guys, whatever commands I'm running here, whatever diagram I'm creating here, everything will be shared to you in the Google Drive soon, right? So don't worry if you miss anything. Don't worry, everything will be provided to you. Okay, for your quick reference or for summary perspective. So in the future, you can, by looking at the document, you can pack this. Okay. So this is system, guys, is Red Hat version 9. Okay. Now start with the Ansible. So what I want on the top of this OS, I would like to install the Ansible. Why? Ansible help us to configure my system. Which system? Any of the system. What I mean by this, we'll discuss in some minute. Let's focus on in this computer. Ansible, if you install the Ansible, same system Ansible help us to set up. Ansible help us to configure. For example, if you want to create a folder here, do you know the command? If you want to open the file, edit something, start services, create partition, install software, do you know the command? Maybe yes, maybe no. But maybe if you know the command, you have to first learn the entire Red Hat 9. What if the new version of Red Hat command changes? And what if you want to use Ubuntu, there's a different command. Okay, so I don't want to learn all the command, all the ways. Just learn one Ansible, that's all. One generic tool, that's all. Learn Ansible respective commands or the code. The life is easy. Any version come up, any OS come up, we don't have to worry about it. That will be handled by Ansible and Ansible developer, Ansible community. They will maintain Ansible, they enhance Ansible with the new things that come in the market. Our duty is to learn Ansible, that's all. One time and one time kind of setup you have to do. Okay, this is one thing. But before this, if you want to use Ansible in this OS, Ansible is software, you can install it. So first time you have to install the Ansible, and right now this is Red Hat. In Red Hat, this is a basic command you have to use. You have installed Ansible to install it. Okay, so yum is a command in Red Hat. One time we have to use it, that will install the Ansible. After Ansible install, everything can be done by Ansible only. Okay, so this command we can use to install the software. Okay, to install the software. Now, but this command says that Ansible software is not available. Why? Because there's a lot of change happen in the Ansible. Older version of Ansible, the software name is Ansible. But I told you guys now Red Hat has been changed, lots of things in the Ansible. Now this Ansible is managed as a AAP, Ansible Automation Platform. What are these? We will discuss in my upcoming classes. Okay, but according to this software, now Ansible is divided into multiple different components. One is Ansible Automation Platform, one is Ansible Navigator, one is kind of Ansible related package management, right? And one is called Ansible Core. What are those? We will discuss in upcoming classes. But Ansible now has different component, work individually, work together to achieve something. Okay. Here the main core software of the Ansible that we would like to use, the core engine I can say, is not now Ansible. Its software name is called Ansible Core. I'm giving this information if you guys already know Ansible. Now the software is not available. In a new version, this software is kind of equal to this software. This one information I want to give here. Okay, so software name is called Ansible Core. That's what I'm going to install here. So the software is available, and we are using the latest version Ansible 2.13 is what we are learning in 2.0 above version. We are installing over here. I say yes, and install. So this is a one-time installation. Okay, and Ansible has been installed over here. Now, after this, any kind of management, I can say configuration management, from creating the file to do anything, we will do with the Ansible. Now, how we can do with the Ansible? Again, Ansible use two different approach. Any configuration management, if you want to do with the Ansible, okay. So Ansible say, I am not the actual pure automation tool. I'm more about the intelligence tool. You know, the work in the concept of RAL, resource abstraction layer. I hide entire resources and just use my knowledge, and I will do your things behind the scene. But if you want to use me as a manual tool, you can use it. But if you want to use me as an automation, you can use it. Both the way I can work for you. Okay, means if you want me to create a file, you want me to install the software, either you can go for automation where you write a code in a file that's called playbook, or the programming file or program file. Or if you don't want to go for code, a playbook kind of things, you can also use me manually by typing the commands. So go to command line. Manual means this is manual. See the date, create a directory, see the directory. This is called manual thing. You can use me also manual. Both the options we have. Okay. So it is your choice how you want to use it. Yeah, obviously we always want to use Ansible as automation. I'll tell you how to write Ansible code or playbook. But let's start Ansible with the manual way. And if you run the Ansible as a command or manual way, then this command is known as ad hoc commands. Ad hoc commands means every command is doing something for you, creating a file, installing software, all the things. But it does not matter if you use Ansible manually or automation. In both the way, Ansible will do a core thing that's called intelligence is there. Let me show you one demo. Then you guys understand what I mean by the intelligence here. Okay, so it is something like this. For example, okay, this is one OS. Let's say we don't know about this OS. By chance, we know this is rated 9. But let's say we don't know about this OS. I don't know how to install the software. Okay, by chance, again, we know by chance. Let's say I want to install a software called, there's one software, randomly I'm taking the name, let's say Dialog. It's one software. What the software do is not important. It's just random software, Dialog. So this is a software I have. And the software is also known as package. Software is also known as package. So my plan is to install the software. Okay, because by chance I know a little about Red Hat 9. So I know the command is yum install. Okay, or maybe DNF install. Dialog. This is a command we use here. And to check the software install is not, done is not, we can query. There's a command called ifm having q, query the software, because in Red Hat, the software is known as, format is known as RPM, Red Hat Package Manager. So command is also RPM. So for example, if you run this command, query, and say, does this software installed? No, it's not installed. Do you want to install it? We can use DNF command to install it. Let's say we know the command, because we know the command in Red Hat. So we can use this command and say, yeah, I want to install it, installed. It installed for us. And again, we can query installed. Because I know the command, I can type this command how manually, or maybe I can type this command in the scripting, where I'll tell my script what to do and how to do. But the scenario here is, okay, let's say you know your requirement, you want to install this package name Dialog or VLC pair or web server databases. But you don't know the commands. Command might change. Okay, how can you achieve this? Here the role of Ansible gonna come up. Okay, to show the demo, let me uninstall the software. So there's a command here to uninstall, or let me use the yum or DNF remove command to uninstall the software. Okay, you want to uninstall? I say yes. To confirm also, you can check the software is not there. By chance, I know the command how to install, how to uninstall. So we can do everything. But my motto is to have that thinking process that, let's say we don't know, that how can we achieve? That's the plan. Okay. Now let's do the same thing. This is what the manual thing. But you know the command. Same manual thing I'm going to do in Ansible, but let's say we don't know the command. Okay, so how can you do with Ansible? So Ansible, what can we do? We'll tell Ansible is by itself the one command. Okay, you can see the version of Ansible also, which version Ansible installed. Ansible is one command. And right now we installed the Ansible core version 2.13. This is one of the latest version of the Ansible. So if you want to verify Ansible installed or not, or working or not, this is one command you can run to verify. Ansible working fine, no challenge. Okay. Now, what can we do? We can tell the Ansible, you are the intelligent tool. Okay. What I want from you, we have a software named Dialog. I want this software to be installed. This is my requirement. So guys, I think it is more like a declaring, I want you to install it. Now, I don't know which OS right now we are working on. I don't know. Okay. Now, this is your duty and responsibility to go inside and try to find out and install the software for me. But here, Ansible will only tell you one thing, is what you're looking for. You want to install something Dialog, but how I know what is Dialog? Can you a little bit more elaborate? How I know Dialog is software? Is my file, is my folder? Okay, so you very much specify. Obviously, if you're asking Ansible to do something, let's say if I ask hello, Ansible do hello, but you tell what is hello? Is a data, is a file, is a folder, you want to create, you want to install, the software name. Okay, so here, Okay, you should be specify very clearly. Ansible dialog is a software, it's a package. I want you to do package management for me. Package management means install the software, install the software. Okay, so for every activity, guys, start to understand in every OS. Okay, does not matter whichever the OS you have, from Unix to Solaris to Linux to Windows and Mac. We have a limited things to do. Command may be different, way may be different, but thing is limited. Maybe put the data in the file, open the file, change data in the file, create a file, delete a file, create a folder, create a directory, install the softwares. Okay. So what Ansible and how Ansible do for every individual thing. Okay. You have to specify the Ansible that I want to do something on the software. I want to do something on the file. I want to do something on the networking. Okay. For this, 4 days in the Ansible, you tell the Ansible have our own personal keyword for every individual activity, whatever you can do in any OS. Okay. So here, my plan is not to do with the file or the directory. My plan is to do something on the software that is also known as package. So Ansible has one keyword. It's called package keyword. Package keyword. Okay. And how I know this keyword? Obviously, Ansible is not created by us. It is created by somebody else. And whoever created Ansible, they can document for this. Just go and search the document. I'll show you where you can find the document, and the document where you can go and find if you want to do something on the software management, package management, what is the keyword we have to use. Okay. But for every activity, okay, Ansible has different keyword. And guys, here these keyword, whatever we are using here, are known as modules. It means we have a separate module for networking, separate module for data, separate module for file, directory, separate module for software, separate module for services, separate module for firewall. Okay, every individual thing we have separate modules available. And to tell this is the module, we have to also use option called IAM. Means package is the module name. Or even though if you search also Ansible, I want to do something on the package. Okay, do you have any module for this? Okay, so you can find one document for this. Okay, what this document says that in the Ansible code, what we are using here, if you want to do anything on your packages, package means software, then this is a module you can use. Which module? Package module you can use. Okay, means if you want to do something on the file, there's a file module we have. If you want to transfer some data here and there, we have a copy module. We'll talk about those. Okay, package module. Now, in this module, what they give options, because we are doing something with package means software. What you're doing? Okay, in the software, either you can upgrade the software, install the software, uninstall the software, multiple different things you can do. Okay, so obviously, but always, okay, you have to specify which software you want to use. You want to install the VLC player, M player, which software install. So obviously, you have to give a name of the software, right? How? Okay, Ansible is intelligent tool, but does not mean they read your mind. So what is going in the mind you tell, right? I want to install this software. The two things you tell. I want this software. Means you have to give the name of the software. And you want this software to upgrade, install it. You're looking for what you want, install. So whatever you want to do, you have to tell here. And whichever you want, for example, I want to do something with the VLC player software or package. So what you have to tell to Ansible, do you want to install the software or do you want to uninstall the software? Okay, so what you want, you always right now, whichever you are running the Ansible. Okay, where you can see the VLC software installed and where you don't want the VLC software to be installed. This is called different state. You want your current OS, we are running the Ansible command. What the state of VLC player you want it to be installed, uninstalled, and other things. Okay, so this mainly whatever your final goal is typically known as state here. Okay, so my final state, I want my software to be installed. Okay, so right now, guys, this command look bigger than yum. Maybe you guys can say the simple command is there, right? Why not use this command? Because whatever this command is doing, yum install, this command is doing exactly the same thing we are going to do this bigger command. So why we are going for this big complexity rather than use the yum command? Understand one thing, guys, just understand the base. Okay. Yum command only work in Red Hat. It does not work in Windows and Mac and Ubuntu. But this command without any change work in all the OS. It means if you create a script by using this command, it will work on Red Hat. Other OS, it will fail, or any new version come up where yum command is not there, it fail. But if I create the script with Ansible, the command is always same. Any new version come up or any other OS also, same command will work exactly the same. You don't have to change any bit. I'll show you some other demos also by running this command in other OS. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing is, okay, for every individual activity, okay, activity would be manage your data, manage your file, manage your directory, manage your software, manage your services. Okay, you should be very specific to the Ansible where you want to do. Accordingly, you have to use a module. We'll talk more about the module. But if you are very specific, I want to do something on the package, then what you want to do? Give the software name and the state. So these are known as attribute. They have to use option called A and all the attribute to put in the double quotes. It means in the package module, the name of the software is dialog and I want the state to be installed or uninstalled. But again, you don't have to memorize these keywords. Whoever created the Ansible, in the document, they are very clear. Okay, if you go here and there they can say name is one of the attribute, is also known as parameter by chance. So this name is one of the parameter we have. Where you have to give the software name, package name. And state is one of the parameter. Where you can give the value. Value would be either present or absent. It means this document help us, whatever I write is wrong. Okay, so if you want to install the software, the keyword is not installed, the keyword is present. So to use the present here, I write the wrong. Okay. By chance, you think in this way, you don't have to memorize this keyword, right? We have to use the Ansible. And whoever created Ansible, they create a document for us. So we should know the approach, but we shouldn't memorize this keyword because hundreds of modules there. Every module we have a different keyword or the property and the respective values. Why should I remember installed or is it installed? I should memorize this, right? I should know the concept only. And when the requirement come up, we will go and check the respective documents and they give me syntax. These are the keywords we support. This is the example we have. The keywords we support. This is the only value we support. Okay, that's what we pick from here and create the code or the command. Now this command is complete. We'll see more example, you become comfortable. But one more thing I want to add in this command. Okay, Ansible has a very fantastic facility. Guys, if you work on any of the command, you run the command. Wherever you run the command run there only. Or if you want to work on any script, a script can do things automatically. But where you run the script will run that only. Means if this is the OS, if you run the command here and the script here, this will perform here only, same system. So I can say either command or script, by default nature of the command and script is they always work locally in the same system. Or if you run the command, if they run the command there only, that system also known as local host. So wherever system you are in right now, that is also known as local host. So any command that you run manually on a script, wherever you run as automatically, in both the cases, they will run locally in the same system. This is called local host. But Ansible has a capability, and this is one of our very powerful capability that there will be a second demo I might show you today, or maybe in the next class. Okay, what can we do in this system wherever you install the Ansible? Okay, that time you can tell two things to the Ansible: what we want to achieve, what to do. Okay, that's what we written here. I want this package, I want software to be installed with this name and presently installed. Let's go what to do. How? We haven't tell even, right? I don't tell command yum or apt-get. Ansible will automatically figure out wherever they run. Second is the location. Means where you want this to be run. You want this to be run in the same system where I'm running right now. It's called local host. Do you want it to run on the local host? Or there will be hundreds and thousands of computers running anywhere in the world. Does not matter. On premises, my company data center, Azure cloud, does not matter wherever they are running. You should have the connectivity running on IP1, IP2, IP3. You want this to be run on IP1. Or you want it to run everywhere, all the computers. Okay, all the computers. So just tell, I say all. So maybe hundreds and thousands of computers, they will go run everywhere. For this, we have to do some kind of setup. This is called inventory. What inventory? We'll see. I'll try to show you today, otherwise in the next class. What them setup will do. But Ansible has capability. Over here, you write something. I want to do only IP1. I want to do only IP2 and 3 and 4. Or I want to do all the computer words they are available. Or I want to run this thing all in my same system where I'm running this Ansible local host. So how to run in the other computer, that's what the interesting discussion will do in some time. But in the scripting world, we can't do this. Yeah, anybody who knows scripting, for this we can create extra loop or extra setup. There's a different point, but by default nature, they don't do it this way. We have to write some extra code for this. But here in Ansible is by default nature of it. Okay. So syntax of the Ansible command is this one. This is common syntax every time we use. Okay. So according to the syntax of the Ansible, and that is a final syntax, guys. Ansible, okay, give an opportunity to do your configuration management manually or the automation. And if you want to do manually, means you type the command, and this is the example of manual. How to automation? Same command I will convert into some kind of code. We'll see in next class. But either go for manual automation, both the cases you find the intelligence. Second thing, in both the cases, this command will divide in two parts. This is one part, and this is second part. Okay. This part means where you want to do the setup and configuration. Tell me the location, IP. Or what to do, what you want to achieve. And guys, this is the general syntax. Anything you want to do in the future, it will work in the same way. Okay. So let me show you. So right now, when I run this command is going to install the software. And that we can see the output. Okay, and guys, believe me, this software installed, and how I can verify. By chance, I know the basic command of Linux. Okay, this command install the software. Even though let me reinstall this, uninstall the software again manually. Now software is not there. Again, I run the same command. Sorry, software is not there. I run the command, then install it. But interesting thing is Ansible is not installing the software. Ansible auto detecting that this OS is Red Hat version 9, and in the Red Hat version 9, the command yum or the DNF, they're calling this command behind the scene and ask that respective native command to install the software for us. Okay, and that's what we can verify it. You can see software has been installed. Or maybe we have a requirement come up. So I can say my current state is what? Is software installed. Why am I current state software installed? Because that's what we declare to Ansible. I want my current state to be installed. But maybe what I can say in my Ansible, by the time we know how to uninstall the software, but let's say we don't know how to install it. So we can say now I want my current state to be absent. How I know this keyboard? I don't know. I will go to my document and say what are the state you support. They say absent means remove the software, uninstall the software. So what we are doing is it is more like a declaration. We are the admin or the manager. We are asking my team is Ansible, and say Ansible in the current system, local system, I want you to do something on the package. Name is dialog, not database, not web server. And what I want to change my state. Just go and find if software is installed. I want you uninstall it, absent it. So whatever you are declaring, see here they give the result. I remove the software because you asked me to remove. Now you don't have to know this command or yum remove command. Just one single Ansible command, and maybe you can verify it, but now it's stored. Okay. So that is the reason, guys, I'm using this term. We have to declare whatever I want to do. Okay. I want my setup or my whatever I want to do on the file, softwares and package and data. I want this to be absent or the present. What is the state we're looking for? Interesting thing is the intelligence of Ansible is we don't have to know the RPM comma or yum comma Ansible do behind this info. We are using RPM just to verify thing is working or not, but we should not require. One more quick demo, what I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm going to launch one more OS in this cloud. Okay, and I'm going to launch one more OS, and this time I'm going to launch the OS, let's say one more Ansible Ubuntu OS. Okay, so I'm going to launch a Ubuntu OS. Okay, same way. And I'm going to give a key, same key that I given here to log in, and that's all. Okay. Now what I'm going to tell you, in Ubuntu, they does not support RPM command. That does not support yum or dnf command. But the beautiful thing is we don't require to know which command they support. Okay. Why? Because now we have the Ansible generic tool. Same command we run, Ansible will auto detect the base OS is Ubuntu, whatever version would be, the version, what command they support. They auto figure out internally they call this command, okay, and get your software installed and done. Okay, so just by knowing one command, it would be easy, okay, to run everywhere, anywhere. Yeah, there's some exception on it. And some of the ways they don't support, they have some other alternative. What are those we'll discuss. So let me log into this Ubuntu OS. There's a direct way to log in. Then we use PuTTY. We can also log into Ubuntu directly here from the browser. Okay. Only thing we need right now to install the Ansible. Even though there's a way without OS Ansible installation also we can do the things. How? In my next class I'll talk about. When I talk about the setup inventory, that time I'll tell you. But right now, let me log into this OS, Ubuntu. In this OS, I don't have the dialog software. The dpkg is a one command. I would like to see dialog software is there or not. It is not there. None. Like in Red Hat, we have a command RPM. Here we have dpkg command. I'm just checking the software is there or not. Not. Okay. Let's say we know the command, so I'm checking it. But if you don't know the command, does not matter. Ansible will do thing for you. Okay. Now we will use the Ansible. But for this, you have to install the Ansible. So again, there's a one command apt-get. It is more like a yum command. I'm going to install the Ansible here. Again, this is a one-time setup. And I'm doing here because I'm running Ansible locally. But if you set up the Ansible like inventory, what are those? We will see in the upcoming classes. You don't have to install Ansible anywhere. Only we install central Ansible on one computer, and then we manage other computers also. But right now for this quick demo, I'm installing the Ansible. Right now, if those who know about Ubuntu, you have to first upgrade the system that will set up some repository for you. A one-time setup we have to do in Ubuntu to download some software from the internet. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, okay, without knowing the Ansible command, so Ubuntu command, we are going to install the software. Okay. Maybe first time you have to install the software, so don't think we know this command. We are doing because we are running locally, but in the management setup that we'll see in the future class, you don't have to install that also. Okay, so now before this, let me add by the meantime what they're doing. Let me tell you one more small vocabulary here. Okay, so in the Ansible, only thing is you very specify, okay, which kind of resource you would like to manage. Resource can package, file, data, network, services, security, firewall. Okay, so you have to specify the resource. There is also another module here. Okay, and if you say software, then obviously you have to give the software name, right? How they know which software, because you have to tell what to do. And next thing is this, whatever you want to do on the software, what your final requirement is. Okay, that is also known desire. What is your desired state is. And what your desired state is, you have to write here. Interesting thing is, whatever your desired state is, Ansible will make sure they will do it for you. For example, if software is already installed, but you say, no, my desire is absent. So Ansible will make sure they will absent the software, remove the software. Okay, means Ansible, when you run this command, Ansible make sure what a desired state will they make it true. They make it current. This is current state. Means whatever you ask, your desire, and whatever desire, they make sure they make it current. Means they will do the setup for you. It means there's one more interesting thing. But before this, let me run this command over here. Okay, now Ansible has been installed. Let me check Ansible version in this current OS of Ubuntu. Here we are running some 2 some version. That's again one kind of newer version we are running here. But it's a different OS. Do you know the command to install the software here? Let's say we don't know. Do you know how to check the software? Let's say we don't know, but let's say this is one command we have. Dialog software is not yet installed. Otherwise, they can see some details here. Okay. Now, if you want to install software, same command, exactly same command I'm using here. There's no difference. No difference, single bit of it. Okay, you can see Ansible until and OS where I'm running this program, localhost is Ubuntu, whatever it would be, and you're asking me to do something on the software, or I can say in this resource, which software dialog. And because you're asking me this software to present, so I auto detect, I will go behind the scene and confirm software is not installed. So current state is what? It's called current state. Current state is software is not installed. What you're looking for is called desired state. You want software to be installed. So Ansible always change your current state to your desired state. Means whatever you declare, they will do for you. Ansible is doing this thing for you, converting your current state to the desired state. Or in simple terms, whatever you're looking for, they will do for you. And mostly guys in Ansible, they give you output in the color. If they give the output in the orange color, it means they change your state. It means whatever you're looking for was not there, Ansible change it. That's the normal meaning of the orange color. That's also they show you here in the output also. Normally in the output, you can use the word change. Means what you asking was not there. So we change it. We implement this. And now you can confirm also because we by chance know the command. Now you can see this last time there was none, but now it's come up. It means software has been installed. I can see installed. Last time what the software was not installed. One more interesting thing of the Ansible is if you run the same command again. Now Ansible is also intelligent in this way. Okay, in the scripting world, if you keep on running the script, they keep on running the command again and again. Even though software installed, again run. So if you create a script that has thousands of commands, every time you run the script, all the 1,000 commands again and again run. It will slow down the things, might create a lot of issues. For that purpose, my developers will create a lot of conditions if or else. If software is not installed, then install, otherwise do things. The script become more complex. Okay, but in the Ansible, they put this intelligence behind the scene. When you ask the software to again install, so they're intelligent. They say, I detected the software already installed. So current state is already installed. You asking me to install again. So what your desire is already there. So I'm not touching anything. To saving your time and resources. And if you see here, is success. There's no fail. But this green color normally means whatever you're looking for is already available in this OS. Your system is up to the date. You don't have to do. So mostly guys, is very important concept because normally what happen in the server, the 1,000 settings we normally do. Sometimes we change the setting. So if you again run the Ansible script, whatever changes happen or done or change is called drift. They automatically reset it with the by default. So in some cases, we'll talk about those things in future classes a lot. But again, if I run this command, there is no change. Ansible say what are software looking for already there. So current state is equals to desired state. I am not doing any changes. This is a very interesting concept. That this thing you can achieve with scripting also, but there you write a lot of extra code to achieve this facility. But in the Ansible, it's by default nature. And this concept is known as, the concept is whatever you're looking for is already there. Say don't run your command again. Or when you run the same command again and again, what you're looking for is already there. They're not running this command. They're skipping this command. This concept is normally known as idempotent. Idempotent. So idempotent or idempotency concept. Okay. So if anything is unchanged, multiple times run, it won't operate. So idempotent or idempotency is one of the key, one of the facility Ansible will provide behind the scene. Okay. So I think guys, by this example, okay, you might understand one of the core power behind the Ansible. Ansible we can use for automation. How in my next class, I'll show you how to write a code for this. But writing the code is very simple, nothing very big. But writing this concept is very important. Understand this concept is very important. In next class, I'll show you some more example like this. After you become comfortable, we will create some setup, like set up the web server, something like this using the Ansible, entire automation. Then I'll show you how to convert this entire manual thing into the automation, like some code. And after you comfortable with Ansible, with the core concept, then we move to the Ansible new way or new platform given in this new version called AAP, Ansible Autopilot Platform, maybe in the next class. Okay, so that's what we'll do. But last point again to address, here we're asking Ansible to do something. We declare what we want to do. How, we don't have to tell. Ansible will figure out behind the scene, they will do it for you. That's all. So it's a great tool, guys, to have. And this kind of tool we want to use in the real world. But Ansible is not the only tool we have that do this kind of things. There are a lot of other competitors of Ansible also there in the market. Okay, one of the great competitors in the market is called Puppet. Others is called Chef. You know, CHCEPH is a different tool for storage. Is Chef. Okay, we have Salt. We have Fabric. So a lot of tools there. They are competitors. They also do the same thing. Okay, I love other tools also. I work also on these tools a lot. Okay, but every tool has a different way to manage. They do the same thing, but the architecture is different. So if you want to know the architecture, maybe if you ask me in my next class, I will talk about it. When I explain the Ansible architecture, I will talk about the other architecture also if you want to know. But these are some few names as a competitor of the Ansible. I can't say self-scripting is a competitor. They have a different thing. But this concept of idempotency or the intelligent state or desired state, current state, these kind of concept, we can achieve with this Puppet and Chef and this kind of tools also. Okay, so that's all, guys, from my side. And for today, all the diagram plus command and setup we will provide you in one Google Drive, and we will provide this document soon. Any query if you have till now, you guys can ask me. Okay. So thank you. My question is clarified. Great, Nagaras. So may I know the command how to install? So simple, Nagaraju is yum install Ansible core. Okay. Amazing session. Thank you very much. So this is the command we use. I think you're talking about Red Hat. So we use yum installed Ansible command. This one we use to install the Ansible in Red Hat. Okay. Amazing session. Thank you, Kunal. Yes, Takil, same Ansible command is there in CentOS also. I think, no, so yeah, something else. Should we use the same Ansible command to check present software? Yes, we can use. So we have way how we check, we'll see. I'll show you. Okay. Maybe, guys, those who register with us in the Red Hat official training, you might not get the Red Hat lab yet, but you will get in the future. But I suggest either get the Red Hat lab or either you don't get the Red Hat lab. We don't require this for some days. I suggest launch instance in the AWS cloud and do the setup there. Okay, to sync with me for some time. After you become comfortable with the Ansible, okay, then wherever you want to use, that will be your choice. Yes, Ismail, we will use Ansible architecture discussion next class. Okay, next slide I will explain you complete architecture and we're going to use that one. Excellent session. Looking forward for next session. Thank you very much, Sunil. We are using Azure DevOps pipeline project thinking to use suggest Ansible. Yes, Ramesh, you can use in DevOps pipeline. Okay. And before you do CI/CD, especially CD part, deployment part, you need to configure your server. So in that pipeline, you can add one stage in the pipeline where you can use Ansible, and Ansible first do your setup. Okay. So again, in any DevOps pipeline, multiple components there, multiple stages there. one of the stage wherever you need the configuration, that time you can call the Ansible, they will do the things for you. Okay. Thank you for the great session again. Thank you very much, Deepak. Basic video, guys, about AWS, networking, Linux server, we will provide to you. Next class will be next weekend. You have enough time, go through this. So anybody who don't have the idea on this, they will be comfortable. So yes, Rishabh, you can also do the same way. So if you are registered Red Hat version 8, does not matter. The core concept, what we are discussing here, will be all the core concept what is there in Red Hat 8 will be covered. After knowing this training and following this training, you will be capable enough to give the exam in Red Hat 8 also. Great to know some effect of Ansible. Yes, it's a very great tool. Naful, what is Ansible Tower? I might discuss. It's not part of this training. We have different training altogether for Ansible Tower, and there is also the plan for after this Ansible. We already launched Ansible Tower training, 447, very advanced training. I recommend to you guys. But before Ansible Tower, learn the Ansible first. While in this training also, I keep on giving some hint and idea what an Ansible Tower is, but it's not part of this training, obviously. Okay. So yes, Siva, you can also install Ansible core in Red Hat 7 and 8. Okay, you can also install. For this, you might have to configure yum or get the software from the internet. Okay, but yeah, Ansari, you can install, it will work. But we might, even though it's not part of our program, but I might talk about how we can use Ansible for the Windows OS setup. Okay, we might discuss. Eagerly waiting for your outstanding Mann Ki Baat. Mohit, yes, I also want to do with Earth 3.0 student. Soon we are planning for, again, one more one-to-one discussion with you guys in Mann Ki Baat in 3.0 or 3.0. We'll update you soon, guys. Ansible Tower, Rahul, is not part of our syllabus. Okay, I'll give some idea hint about Ansible Tower in this training, but this is a different exclusive training purely for Ansible. It's for 447, and we already announced that batch, and recommend those who want to do something big in Ansible, they can also join the advanced part of Ansible. It's called Ansible Tower in the program called RH or DO447. This is the program name by the Red Hat that we already announced. So DO447 Red Hat is purely on the advanced Ansible, and there they talk about purely on the Ansible Tower. So that batch we already announced. Soon we are going to start. It is purely on the Ansible Tower. No, such in Ansible is not at all similar to Jenkins. Then Jenkins will do something else. I think you're part of Earth. In upcoming classes, upcoming days, we are going to start Jenkins. So that time you can compare the things. Yes, Karthi, you can do. If you want to set up the Kubernetes engine, maybe EK or so in AWS or GKE in Google, you can use Ansible to do the setup. Even though it's not part of this training, but I have some idea in my mind. I'll show you some demo where I show you how to create a playbook Ansible to connect to a cloud and do some settings. Okay, and that class will give you a huge knowledge. By using that knowledge, Karthik, what can you do? Any other setup you want to do on the cloud, any service you can do in the same way. So I'll give that idea in upcoming classes. Rahul, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Do you guys provide job? Yes, we do. Lots of job is coming. And in our internal groups, we keep on circulating the job in multiple different segments and sector. Especially a lot of job is coming from Red Hat related tools and companies in Ansible and OpenShift especially. So we have a different team altogether. There's quite a team in Linux world who are helping us and providing the entire job support to you guys. I'm thinking to take global certificate training. Yes, PS, you can do it. You can connect to our team. They will help you for the process of going for global training and examination of Ansible. Yes, Nagaraju, Ansible is so much different from Terraform. A lot of guys has that doubt. Okay, but Ansible is purely meant for confidence management, and Terraform is purely meant for multi-cloud setup or infrastructure setup in the cloud. Okay, so I might give some examples in upcoming class to differentiate. Okay. So thank you for today's class. Thank you, Kamlesh. Can we run with any language? I don't know, Sachin, which context you're talking about. Yeah, Ansible has their own respective language. It's called Ansible YML language. What are this? So you don't need any programming language knowledge, right? So you don't need any Java or C and Python knowledge. They have very simple language. What are this? In my next class, I'll talk about it. Okay. Can we get intensive? Yes, Kunal, my team is also keep on working for you guys and for intensives also. And we can be even posting respect group. Maybe in some days you might see some more intensives or the job respect to whatever we are learning here. Okay, so yeah, we will help for the students and the professors also for respective jobs. Okay. So that's all, guys. Azuhar, we will talk about what you're asking, which place we use the answer most. I keep on talking about my upcoming classes. So after multiple classes, you will understand what is the right places and what is not the right places to use Ansible. Okay. So that's all, guys, about the today's class. I believe first class, but lots of things we discussed today. And see you in the next class on next weekend. We'll take this training to the next level. Okay. Bye. Good day. Take care. See you.